Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the third quarterfinal fixture in the Singapore Sevens. It's an exciting one. Fiji taking on the French. Two strong lineups for the French. It will be Legel, Pasquet, Paul, Barak, Stephen Perez, Riva, and also Joseph Jefferson Lee. Then for the Fijians, Mothinothangi, Voli, Tuive, Talatholo, Nathunu, Tamani, Maisa Moa, and Nadovala for the Fijians. They have won 2 out of their 3 fixtures. The same can be said for this French side. The only loss for the Fijians was to Samoa, which they did lose that game 28 points to 7. That is a game that they will want to forget about, move on from it in the competition, and perhaps find themselves up against the Samoans at a later stage. The sun is actually coming out for the first time here in New Zealand, fun fact. So that is why we did not anticipate any light coming from that side, but hopefully it does end up going away in a very short moment. But Fiji, strong output, got great offloading. France will have to try and keep up with the intensity that the Fijians will be bringing, which will be a little bit of frustration from not going 3 from 3 wins in their group stage matches. But it will be the Flying Fijians to kick this game off for the quarterfinals. Vailama. Okay, we aren't quite at the whistle time yet, but just about to be. Naomi says, Amina, welcome in. And Fiji all the way, says Viniana there as well. But the kickoff now is about to happen. I feel like we were left on a bit of an anticlimax there. Still waiting. Now he has kicked it off. Ready to go in this one. And Joseph Jefferson Lee. Bit of a mistake there early on from the Fijians to knock the ball on. So Lee was able to clean it up. Now wide pass from Nigel. Goes on the outside. Here comes a nice run here from JP Barak. Thought about the inside ball, but instead will move it up to the 22. Fiji trying to get the turnover and the breakdown, unable to do so. Going off to the left-hand side now for the French. Riva. Now, he skims straight through. JP Barak scores the first try of the match for the French, and that is 35 seconds into the game, and they've already got one. Have a twilight moment, Hamish. Is it that film that you're not familiar with? I haven't watched Twilight. I have heard of it, though. It's the one with them vampires, isn't it? And as I come on Fiji, please settle in quickly, get into your rhythm. And Viva la France says R45 and I Hamish says Amelia, welcome in and flying start, says Kerr there. Very quick start for the French. Little mistake off kickoff from the Fijians. Normally they're very good at getting that ball and tapping it back into their possession. This one was not the case. That one is going to be going over. 5 minutes 50 remaining in the first half. I just uploaded my first video on Rugby Manager 4 career mode, says Amelia there. So hopefully it did end up going all smoothly for you. And French always up. Try their sneaky, says Rufa. Come on, Fiji, says Viniana. And what try? Who? Says Spider Mekia. Early try for JP Barak. 7-0 now in favour of the French. Firing this one back across to the left-hand side. My step from Nathungu. Breaking through 50 of tournament for this one. Now Vailama gets the inside ball. Mothinothangi trying to break his way through. Another offload there. Bit of a mistake from Nathungu. Trying to push it back. Seems like a little bit of rush at the moment here from Fiji, but that could be due to the rush defence we are seeing from the French. Now Maisa Moa. Inside ball gives it off to Nadovalo, who's had the ball stripped from him. And now it's going to be a French scrum for the Fiji and knock on. Your fingers crossed. Worth the amount of effort I put into it. There's Amelia Kane. Who else in the Cup semi-final now, please, says GT. So at this stage, we know that it is Argentina versus Samoa on the other side of the draw. The winner of this game will go on to face the winner of Great Britain versus New Zealand. So that game is still yet to happen. That is going to be kicking off in about 20 minutes' time. So, yeah, that's going to be the way that the semi-finals end up working out. Hey, Hammy, any idea behind the extremely high numbers on some players? I think it is just you get to pick what number you like. So some players, the likes of maybe 94 for Tamani, I'm not sure how old he is, but maybe like 94 could be the year he was born, something along those lines. There might be some sort of certain connection to the players. Looks like there's an injury here for Jefferson Lee in the background, but Riva around the side. Paul has ended up losing that ball. That's slightly right. Nice shot from Thangi, looking for the ball back to a teammate. Brilliant offload from the Fijians. Now wide cut out ball to Josefa Talatholo, looking at the corner. He will not be caught by Stephen Perez, and that is the first try of the match now for Fiji. Cheers, brother, says GT. No worries, and we will also be covering those semi-finals, I should mention. So anyone who is new, sure to leave a like and subscribe. And Fiji making their seven side, bit of power, a bit of speed, bit of magic, bit more magic, a lot more magic. Come on, boys. Cheers. Okay, there, an upset Fiji. There's BJ. That is going to be a nice wide cutout pass to Josefa Talatholo. As soon as you give that man a little bit of space, normally is able to beat majority of defenders to the try line. Josefa Talatholo got himself in for the try. And also Tosu Maikethi says Amira and Fiji go, time to go, yes. And come on, Fiji, kiss them, turn into point, says Spider. And yes, more of it there. The kick is unsuccessful. So the score will remain at 7 points for France, 5 for the Fijians. 26 years of age, Josefa Talatholo still got a long future ahead of him as long as he does avoid the injuries. I know that he did have a calf injury not too long ago. Fiji are on an 8-game win streak and won 6 of their last 28 meetings versus France straight through. Fiji get themselves another one. And that is going to be a Vailawa straight through the middle. Your work aware the rugby is on. This is unreasonable. Says it was Kerr there as well. So we have got there. Come on, Fiji. And there you go. Try, says Spider-Man. So yeah, now they do take the lead in this match. The Flying Fijians slapping that ball back. Brilliant work from Nadovalo to keep it on the side of Fiji. And then Lejel misses the tackle. Vailawa went straight through. They managed to score himself a try. I hope my voice does last till the end of the finals. That is going to be at about 11:30 p.m. tonight in Brahma Samoan. But what has happened to our brothers Fiji? They legit have no playmaking and offload, says Aimbot. I think that try had both, didn't it? But that was just because it was right at the right time. That's the points, please. Currently 12 points to 7 in favour of the Fijians. Go Fiji, go. And best commentary says VJ there and go Fiji, go. From Amira as well. Now it's going to be kicked just the 10 metres. France able to clean that one up. Stephen Perez had a bit of a loose one to claim. It's going to be no clear release against my Samoa. Thought he got the penalty for his side, but instead did get himself penalised. Fiji has been a shadow of a team recently, says Robin. Although that's the thing. I think everyone expects very huge things from Fiji, don't they? Because you look at it from last week, Hong Kong Sevens, they made it through undefeated to the final, but because they lost that final, everyone says Fiji are out of form. Fiji aren't quite performing the way that they did, but like they're still winning a lot of their games overall. And also we have got their tip of the hat for you, Hamish, calling France name and Fijian player name back and forth. Did you do any tongue exercise before the show, says R45? I do not. It's just I talk very fast and hope that the names come out right. That's pretty much the only way I can explain it. I think I did well with my video. I used StreamYard. Says Amelia there. And Adesanya just knocked out Pereira. Says Carl there. We did get it. Mentioned a little bit earlier on. I was hoping to watch that fight slightly unaware of who ended up winning it. But yeah, I don't think that was going to happen. That was probably my own fault for thinking I was going to be able to sneak through. Now, Talatholo, we hear that the halftime siren finds the offload for the Fijians once again. Now, inside ball to Thangi. Off to my Samoa. The offload's coming thick and fast for the Fijians at the moment. Josefa Talatholo tries to kick it forward, and the penalty will become in favour of Fiji again. Or a bit of a mistake. Bloody YouTube tunes off my comments section automatically, which is a bit annoying, and get that rhythm going. Fiji, stay on the grind. Go, Fiji, go. Fiji have massive pressure on them from the world over every single outing. There's New Zealand and England. Kiwis very much in the driving seat. They're tops. There's Ruth. And yeah, at the moment, I mean, we could see a top 4 looking extremely strong of New Zealand, Fiji, theoretically in this game at the moment, Samoa, and Argentina. Like that is the theoretical top 4 that they could have. And that would be pretty huge. But France still have a chance of causing an upset. Same with Great Britain. And go Fiji, go, says BJ. Now I can relax and enjoy my Easter, so I'm proud that I got the video out, says Amelia K. You do get that satisfaction of getting a video exported or finished editing. I feel like there's just that little bit of a happy feeling you do get. Nathungu now looks like he's going to be carving up the middle. Ball on the inside to Nadovalo. Has he got the pace? He certainly does. And it will be the try scored. Instead, actually, Vailawa has found himself in the scoring sheet again. And Fiji fire. And also Fiji on a roll here, says Roof. And go Fiji go, says Ayoshi. A brilliant word. My Samoa stepping through the defensive line. Nathungu received the inside ball. Great step. Great pass on the inside to Vailawa. Like they've said, he's having a brilliant game. New Zealand winning the Singapore Sevens. There's BJ. Have quite a tough road there because they might have to come up against the Fijians in the semi-finals. Fiji back in action, says Blues Nate. That kicker is going to be successful, and that will now be halftime between these two sides, 19 points to 17. Started off going the way of the French. First 30 seconds, they did manage to get themselves the try, but then after that, Fiji started finding their feet, finding their momentum, and they were able to get themselves 3 uncontested tries, I guess you could call it. Just the one misconversion, though, for the Fijians. Looking at the possession stats and whatnot, you can see that Fiji did have the advantage. They had 19 carries compared to the 5 carries that we did see from the French. 2 errors apiece for both sides, but the 7 offloads from Fiji have certainly helped them towards the try line. 5 missed tackles from France, 6 tackles made by Fiji, just missing the 1. I should mention that France have actually only made the 2 tackles in the process of missing the rest, and also need more grease for the French. And also, where/what is the video? How do we share some love for it? Says Gerther, and go Fiji, go shout out to Amrita and, that's a hard name, Arohi. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And also Tamani, very good player, says BJ, and also come Fiji, Tosaviti. And New Zealand have their longest non-winning record in Singapore, says Carl. And go Fiji, go, says Nui there. And do you think New Zealand can win over Fiji? It's a tricky game. They did it last week, but normally those games are a little bit more 50-50. Like I think the last 6 times the two sides have played, it has gone 3-3. So it'll be a great game if it does take place. But New Zealand still cannot underestimate Great Britain. Also, there's still a second half here. Fiji, if they get another try, I'd say that it would be enough. But if France are the next team to score, perhaps it would be the start of a comeback. Go Fiji. And Tamani, very good player. And I'm going to try and get these episodes out as much as I can, considering I've got 2 weeks off. Says Amelia, and Fiji showing class now, and also Fiji versus New Zealand. Says Miranda, my son more about to lift up Nathungu, though, to get us underway for the second half. No one said they go a little bit wider. So Josefa Talatholo tries to knock it back now. My son more, that was playing the halfback. It only goes against France. New Zealand will win. Says BJ and Fiji all the way. Says Viniana there as well. Well, looks like some sort of injury here for Manueli Mai-Samoa. I hope it's nothing too serious. One of the key players for the Fijians. Can't take the 9 as the penalty against the French, and Fiji will win. Best commentator in the North, Brandon's Rugby, says, I was there from Native Fiji versus England. I want to see that again. And Mai-Samoa, says Blues Nate. Yeah, the last thing that they want is an injury for Manueli Mai-Samoa, that is for sure. New Zealand sitting top of the bunch with 142. If Samoa do manage to get themselves a victory in their next contest, I believe they will be ahead of South Africa in the overall rankings, which is to do with the automatic Olympic qualifying. As well, are you Australian? Says RNG. I am not. I am from New Zealand. But some people, other than New Zealanders and Australians, will say we sound a little bit similar. And calm it down, Fiji. Say some ammo for the next stage, says Luke. And these are all fantastic athletes to be making these Sevens teams. It takes a lot of stamina and courage. Exactly right. A lot of rugby union players, they do say when they've played Sevens, it's been brilliant for their fitness for overall. Fiji have won all 4 meetings with France this season. Want to continue that trend with 6 minutes remaining in the second half. A 12-point lead. It will be doable, but now it will be the line out for the Fijians. Vailama, who's been in all of the action so far throughout this game. Going back across now to the right-hand side. Nice step from Natungu. Finds his offload up to Tamani again. Off to the left. Talafolo. Seems like for Fiji at the moment, they aren't in any hurry. I've just decided, right, we've got a nice lead. Let's try and make the French make a few more tackles, miss a few more tackles. Well, oh, Ioane Teba just cuts through. This French side will score the try as well for Fiji, and that will give them that little bit more of a lead. It sounds weirder than Australian, but has a similar sound, says RNG there. Yeah, we normally have less. I guess the biggest comparison between a New Zealand and an Australian accent is the Australians have a little bit more of a twang on the end of their like words. Like I'm trying to think of an example. Like if I was Australian, I'd probably sound a little bit more like this, a little bit more of that drag it out a little bit. But whereas New Zealand, I think it's quite sharp and kind of stiff. Stiff's not the right word. I like quite cut it off. And go, nice Fiji, poor French. Can't wait. Or I can't quite match the big boys, says Rupert. Now making the score 26 points to 7. 4 minutes 40 remaining now. And best word with the New Zealand accent is 10. 10. 10. A lot of people enjoy when we say about our decks. Because our deck, of course, is referring to the piece of wood or multiple pieces of wood that are at the back of a house, like a porch, some people would call it. But yeah, when we say it, it sounds like we're saying a bad word. Oh, that's a tip tackle. That's going to be a yellow card against Palathia. That was a bit silly from the Fijian. Knew straight away that it was slightly bad. Okay, Vailawa was trying to say it was not bad, but it was kind of bad. He tipped him up, dropped him on his head. And Fiji's having probably their best match this year right now, says RNG. Although, has Balafa now ruined it? Which team is favourite to win this tournament? I believe New Zealand were right up there after defending their last one in Hong Kong, or coming off defending Hong Kong. So it's a tip tackle above the horizontal. Oh, he spikes him on the head. Ribage there. He's lifted the player above the horizontal. I think this is going to be a red card. So Balafa. Unfortunately, I don't know whether or not that will lead to any sort of repercussions in terms of whether he's going to be able to play the next one. I need to send you a banned commercial regarding decks, says Kerr. In there as well. And it turns out that was me. I should have turned on the comments, but I fixed it, says Amelia. And also New Zealand bet Fiji, or New Zealand but Fiji could also win it. Yeah, I think those two sides definitely, whoever wins their next contest when they go head-to-head, if they go head-to-head, will have the momentum heading into the final. But Argentina are a tough side to beat. Same with Samoa on their given day. We've already seen the Samoans beat Fiji so far throughout this tournament. That was quite silly from Balatha to do the tip tackle. Knew he had done it wrong as well, but they are going to be playing with only the 6 men on the field the rest of this match. I'm New Zealand people. Origin is Scottish. There's a little bit of Scottish heritage. Yeah, Irish as well is actually quite common, I think, for Kiwis. And then a little bit of English as well, I guess. Now off to the left-hand side for France. They've got 4 minutes remaining. If they get themselves 3 converted tries, they would actually walk away in the lead in this contest, as long as no one else for the Fijians were able to score. That is Irigua now going across. It is going to be Pasquet. Nice quick hands. Jonathan Legel back in his pace, trying to break through Mothenothangi. He's been able to wrestle him down. Clear release as well. Brilliant work from Mothenothangi. He's going to hang on to that ball for as long as they can. Rebage ripping it back though. And now Pasquet goes straight through for the French. Now, he looked like he was limping a little bit there as he ran into the try line. I don't know whether that was the case. Now he looks like he's jogging now, maybe just a bit of a misstep. But that is going to be the quick conversion taken. France trying to get back into the contest. And to be honest, they've still got time. 2 converted tries in 3 minutes. They would walk away with a bit more of a lead. Unless Fiji get themselves one. And Lost Pumas can never be written off, says a Roof there. Now, kick is successful. Like I mentioned, 3 minutes remaining. 2 converted tries difference in this match. I'm going to keep it a mix between live streaming the game and uploading, but I think the next episode will be Wednesday live stream, but I'm not sure yet, says Amelia. And on my DNA, I've got Welsh and Scottish. And just your D here, Fiji, with only 6 men. Hang in there, Fiji. And it looks like Belawa might have a bit of a spinal injury or a back injury. He did actually get a bit of medical attention from one of his Fijian teammates earlier on in the contest. And the extent of that was his teammate grabbing his fist and slamming it onto his back. So maybe that did more harm than good. Another penalty goes the way of Fiji. Uruguay now goes off to Pauline Riva. Now nice wide pass from France. Oh, a knock on though from the number 11, Trabal. It's close though. Another good opportunity. Hold on, Fiji, says BJ. Argentina's winning the Rugby World Cup this year. You ready to hear first, says RNG. And I, Amelia, I had a 90s Phantom of the Opera t-shirt at my shop, says Ruth. Go Fiji, go, says BJ. Here as well. But currently 2 minutes remaining on the clock. Fiji, they'll be happy about this scrum as it will use up that little bit more time. What is your schedule looking like next weekend, says Brandon? We have got Super Rugby. We have got URC. And I believe there is a little bit of other stuff sneaking in there as well. But we haven't got sevens. That is one thing. Good morning, says Rudy. It's going to be a shame not having sevens over the weekend. It always makes a weekend absolutely fly by. Fiji in possession. Talatolo on the short side. Finds the offload. Now I believe that is going to be Batiraringa. Now great offload to Bukayaro. The Fijians, they know how to keep the ball alive. And Bukayaro now will score the try that does secure the deal. Let's get to his burpee squats and lunges. There's Kerr there. Now, I'm sure George will be keen to come back and end up doing it. I think he enjoys the challenges side of things. To be honest, even though like the last ones were like push-ups and whatnot, I think he does enjoy the concept of doing like goals and whatnot on streams. Now you're free at 9:30 for the interview on Friday, says Brandon. 9:30 on Friday, I assume, is just before the Super Rugby match starts up, the second game that is. If there is a second game, I haven't actually looked through at the schedule at all yet, so I have no idea which games are on when. And Fiji yet again are losing focus on the game. I hope they make it to the Olympics, says RNG. And at the moment, they are in a good qualifying position to be able to automatically go through. That's the main thing for them, but that is going to be 31 points. In fact, sorry, 33 points to 14 now. 30 seconds remaining on the clock, and the Fijians have been able to pretty much seal the deal. Uruguay now going off. Here comes Pasquet. Finds the offload. Now Sefo. Loose ball, France. A little bit loose, but Mussolini does end up picking it up nicely. Now a bit of a spin. Going off to the right-hand side. Straight up the middle there for Le Bleu. But they weren't able to quite make it through. Now Uruguay jumping over, playing the 9 penalty. Goes against Fiji. Who do you think is going to win the Singapore Sevens? It's a pretty tricky one. I think the winner of New Zealand versus Fiji, if that is the semi-final match, will have a very good chance, though. All the way, Fiji says to Vita go GB. Says Mus. And there as well, another big shot on Uruguay. That time it was Ioane Teba. Another advantage going against the Fijians, though. This game may go on for a little bit longer than first anticipated. Kicked in behind. Here comes the chase. Oh, Trabal. It was the push. So I think they might have to check that one, but going to be more than likely a try for Trabal. I believe he put the forearm in the back of the Fijian player. They have awarded it, maybe just didn't want to check it and go upstairs or anything like that. I still have all the fandom tickets. So that's how I know. I've been 8 times. Fiji all the way, says Bill. So they will be moving on. Like I said, a little shot in the back. A little bit lucky to score that one, I'd say, Trabal, rather than being penalised. Los Pumas. Says Ruth and Vanaka Hamish for the commentary. Looking forward to the next game between New Zealand and GB. So, yeah, we will be transferring straight over to that game, ladies and gentlemen. And that is going to be in just a very short moment. But the semi-final for Fiji, for anyone wondering when the next game is that we are commentating of the Flying Fijians, it will be taking place at 8:35 p.m. New Zealand time. That is when it's taking place. Can you read my message? Fiji draw play at times, says Brandon, although we better go over to our next live stream now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you all for the next one.